Hi, in this video we will learn about ratio spreads. We will then use the option wizard to build a strategy using ratio spreads, which will be a non-directional intraday strategy. And then we will finally backtest this strategy to see how the strategy has failed historically and what insights can we make from this kind of a strategy. So let's first understand ratio spreads. Now ratio spreads, as the name suggests, is a ratio of a particular spread. Now a spread is basically a buy option and a sell option in a call that you make or in a particular put that you make. To take an example, let's assume I have a put of 21,500, which is the ATM strike at the moment. Now if I buy this strike and at the same time I sell let's say a 21,100 put. So I am buying an ATM put, but I'm selling an OTM put. That would basically be a spread. Now in the spread, if I increase the quantity of the sell that I take, in that case, that would basically result in a graph which would look like this, and it would make a ratio spread. So ratio spread has a long strike that you would take either in the money or at the money, or it could be having a higher premium as compared to the short strike. And the short strike would basically have a higher quantity as compared to the long option that you take. So that is the whole concept of a ratio spread. Now, as usual, this strategy is not mine. I received this strategy as an email from a viewer of this channel. Now, as per the rules that are set up out here, we are basically looking at beginning the strategy at 10 o'clock every day. So 10 o'clock will be our first trade, where we will basically buy our call and our put strikes. Now we'll look at the call strike and the put strike, which is ATM at that point. After that, we will sell an OTM 3 call and put. So we'll go 3 strikes away and we will sell the strike, but we will sell it at triple the quantity. So we'll have 3 times the quantity of the sell that will be executed. So when we do something like this, our entire strategy will basically give us a payoff graph, which would look something like this. So this would be our payoff graph, and our buy legs would basically be here. There would be a central point which would have a low amount of profit, which is our non-directional part, and there would be 2 different points which would be our sell legs. So the higher quantities that we sold in call and put would basically be out here, and finally there would be our break even, which is the last part, which would be like if the market expires beyond these 2 lines, in that case you would be making a loss at that point. Now this is otherwise also known as a Batman strategy because of the way the graph looks like a Batman kind of figure. So in this strategy, let's now see how do we build the same thing using the option wizard. So I'm first going to the option wizard in strategies, and in the option wizard I will now select create my own strategy because I want to make a custom strategy of my choice. Now in here I will just name my strategy ratio, and I will select my underlying as Nifty. Now I'm building it on Nifty. You can experiment this with Bank Nifty or something else of your choice. Now in here I'll select my capital as 2.5 lakh, which will be needed to run to run 3 lots of sell position and 1 lot of buy position at the same time. Now in here I've selected my type as intraday, and I will now add the positions of my choice. Now in my segment I will select call, and I will select buy, and I'll select my ATM strike and expiry as current week along with 1 lot. Now this will make for this first trade that I want to do. So I want to buy an ATM call and put at 10 o'clock. So I am first adding my buy legs that I will need to trade. So I've added my call leg, and similarly I will also add my put leg. So again I'm looking at put, I'm looking at buying ATM strike, current week expiry, 1 lot, and add. Now this would basically be a long straddle that would be made. Now in addition to this, I also want that I have to sell my OTM 3 call and put legs for triple the quantity. So for that I will just select my segment as call, I'll select sell, and now in strike I'll basically look at my OTM 3 strike, and I'll select the OTM 3 strike. I'll select current week expiry, and my lots will be 3 lots. So I'm going triple the quantity for my sell legs, and I will add it. Similarly, I will do the same thing for my put. So I'll select my put, and out here I'll select OTM 3, current week expiry, 3 lots, and I'll select add. So now by doing this, I have added my 3 instruments. Now I need to define when I want to take my entry, which is at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if I want to take my entry at 10, I'll select 10 a.m. and I'll select my minutes as 0. So exactly at 10 a.m. my entry will be triggered in all these four instruments together. Um, on all days. Now I will look at my exit settings. So as per the logic that I've received, as per the exit, we are basically going to have a trailing stop loss which begins at ₹1,000 profit. So every time the strategy reaches at ₹1,000, we will now want to lock a ₹250 of profit and trail the rest of the strategy at 1:1. So the way I will do it is that I have one setting out here called trailing stop loss. Now using trailing stop loss, I'll select my amount and I'll select my activate at price as ₹1,000. So now in this strategy, if the strategy reaches a profit of ₹1,000, in that case, it will begin my trailing stop loss, and now it will capture a minimum profit of ₹250, so that I can remove my trading expenses and other expenses from that particular trade if it goes against me after making ₹1,000 profit. Finally, I'll add when my profit increases by ₹1, I want to increase my trailing stop loss by ₹1. So this will take care of continuously increasing my trailing stop loss as and when the market is moving towards me or against me. And finally, I'll select my exit time, which will be 3:10 on that particular day, and I will save this strategy. So by doing this, I have now built myself a ratio spread, which is basically taking trades every day. It has a target it has a trailing stop loss which begins at ₹1,000, locks minimum of ₹250 of profit, and there is an exit at 3:10 every day. We will now go ahead and backtest this strategy to see how it performed historically. So um, I'll go to the backtest section, and in backtest, let's see the the latest backtest that we have. We'll now have a look at the backtest report of this strategy. Just a reminder, this same strategy is added in the link in the description, and you can duplicate the strategy, make modifications to your copy of the strategy, backtest it, and see what combinations you can get from the same strategy. Um, as for this particular strategy, if we look at the backtest curve, we can see that this has a steadily rising PNL curve, which is basically a good sign. Out here, we can see that the drawdown plots or the periods after or the periods when the strategy went into a loss and returned back from that loss to the original high is shared out here. So you can see the highest time it took to recover from the entire loss amount was basically 84 days, and the maximum it lost over a particular period is basically 8%. So you can make better trading decisions based on these kind of results for your particular strategy. You can also see a lot of other statistical data like the capital required, the win days, the average win rate, and the average profit you make on a winning trade versus the average loss you make on a losing trade, so that you can make better decisions when you are actually trading this kind of a strategy. You'll also see another daily summary, and just a quick nugget from this daily summary is that when we look at Mondays, the average return of all the Mondays in this strategy is basically a -7%, which basically means that if, let's say, we skip out the Mondays and we run the strategy without the Mondays, you would probably be able to get a 7% alpha as compared to this same strategy. Um, you can also get a month-wise P&L report of this same strategy, which includes the number of trades it takes on a monthly basis. So based on this, you can make an assumption about the number of trades, and thus be able to account for trading costs and other costs that would be a part of a system-based trading like this. Finally, we have the return histogram that we have out here. Now, a return histogram is basically a graph which basically tells you the spread of your returns that you make. So out here on this axis that you see, the x-axis, you are seeing the daily returns that the strategy is making. So you can see this particular period between 0 to 1% of returns has the highest frequency. And one very positive thing out here is that this entire amount, this entire frequency volume that is there, this is nearly one third of that of the gaining side. So this is something that is very positive about this strategy. And given the right optimization, this strategy could do much better as compared to the current performance as well. So I hope these takeaways helped. If you have any other strategy that you want us to cover in future videos, or any suggestions on stuff that you want us to cover in future, feel free to drop it in the comments and we would be happy to take it up in future videos. Thank you. Bye.